Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Erlengrat. Start you up, we've got 174 litres left in here, so I can actually take the rest of the fertiliser that is in the other tractor. I'm going to go back at the moment only as far as the dealership. I'm not going to go any further than that. I know, because there's our property, just the other side of that great big grain storage facility over there. That is our land. That is the piece that we own. It's a long way to go for this little tractor. In an ideal world, this little tractor won't have to come venturing out on contract jobs anymore. It will just be able to do little jobs back there at the farm, and then we're not going to be spending absolutely ages driving around with it. We can just kind of leave it there. We can do the things that we need to do there and not go any further. In an ideal world, that's what we'll be able to do. So I'm hoping that will work out for us. So I'm going to just bring this one in. I'm going to park up in here in the dealership just for now, and we'll get it back home, the final leg, in a little while. Right, I'm just going to go in here, and I'm going to go in with my mate John in here, who works in this place. Like, he's the manager in here, and he said pop in any time for a cup of coffee. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll stop right there, and we're going to go and have a cup of coffee. Before I have my coffee, I'm going to go here, and field 9 fertilizing, I can collect that, 4,600. Field 19, 4,600 again, collect, and field 21, 2,243, I can collect that. We got field 4 sowing is active, he's almost done in there. We've then got 3 harvest jobs. We've got 8, 18, and 22. So 22 there, 18 up there, and then field 8 all the way up over there. Where are they taking them? They removed the Felsbrunn grain mill as an option for tipping stuff out, which is good. So field 8 is the supermarket. So that one is all the way over here. It's the furthest one that we've got to go. And then we got 18 is the grain mill and 22 is the grain mill. So those 2 jobs there are just here to the grain mill, which is pretty close by. That's a fairly easy one to go and do. Now, those 3 jobs, we're going to end up having to get the machinery for them, I think. I don't think we're going to be able to do... I don't believe that we've got any other option on those. It's just we're going to have to take the machinery and we'll have to do it like that. Let me go to you now. We'll go and finish this one. And then we can see about getting... So I've got 32 grand right now. I've got enough to be able to... Actually, I was going to say I've got enough to be able to buy the new tractor that we want to get, which is that Bura from the Alpine pack. I know that I am sort of focusing a lot on the Alpine pack, and there are other tractor options that we could go for. Yep, I know. And don't care, I'm not going to go using most of them. I'm going to stick with the Alpine pack and use as much of that as we can. I'm not going to use everything on it. There are some things that, like with this small electric tractor, we'd struggle with. Like that plow, that 3-furrow reversible plow, it looks absolutely fantastic. And sticking it on the back of the Bura is going to be brilliant. I mean, it does have an 85 horsepower requirement, and this is a 65 horsepower tractor, so it stands to reason that this one wouldn't really be able to pull the thing anyway. So, like, there's a whole load of little things like that that we're going to be dealing with. And the other thing I wanted to do was sort of... How rough is it along these edges? Like, a lot of these bits... It's a little bit bouncy in places, but honestly, I don't think it's like much of an issue. So I don't need to be using the terrain leveling tools to smooth any of it out. There's only that bit up there where potentially I got a little bit greedy. No, I didn't get a little bit greedy. The edge of the field goes right up to there. So we'll have to smooth this, there's just a little bit near that big stone there. Right, we want to smooth that bit out. Other than that, we don't need to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the very last bit of grass. We've now picked everything up. So we mowed this entire field, and we've rowed it all up, and now we've gathered every single little scrap of the stuff, and we've brought it down here to go into our silage clamp. I'm going to reverse this bit up. I'm going to tip it up onto there. I've got those soybeans are still being planted. Oh, there he is. He's just finished now. So I can go and get that in a minute, but I'm going to reverse you up here first, right up to the very tippy top of this clamp, and tip out the last of the grass up there. Then we're going to park up our forage wagon. Bring you in around here. So where are we going to stick this forage wagon? I'll put that one just back in here, I think. It's not going to be in the way. I mean, yes, it is going to be in the way if I want to get that sprayer out. You know what? I'm going to leave it there anyway, just because I want it sort of moved back slightly. And then I want that big, weighty roller to go on. So I come back here, and I'll get you on there like that. Before I go and do the rest of that, let's go up to you. Jobs are good and we're all finished. Right, so let's take you back out of here, and then I can return that one. We should get a little bit of money come back from that one. There, lease cost is -7. We get reimbursement of 200. That's to account for the seed that is currently on board. The other thing I was going to say, I could, like, load it up with fertilizer and seed and get rid of the bits that's in the pallets, but I don't think I will. I'll just collect that we've got. Right, so we got 3 harvest new contracts. What else have we got? It's 4 harvesting jobs now. We've got field 10 as well. Field 10, that also needs to go to super. Right, so we've got 8 and 10 to be taken to the supermarket, and then we have got 18 and 22 to be taken to the grain mill. That's not too bad. So what is 18 is barley. Field 22 is also barley. That is wheat in field 10 and barley in field 8. So I don't want to be taking all of these jobs at once. We've done that before, and it does tend to cause problems, so we kind of need to do them one at a time if we're going to do them. And we will do them, but I kind of want to focus on getting this silage clamp dealt with first. So we'll do this a minute. We get that. I'm going to bring that one up there so that we can see the compaction rate. We're on 68% already. Now I'm going to, yeah, this is going to be the problem, because I got all of this weight on the back of the tractor. It's not allowing me to steer very well. I might have to actually put that down. 323,000 litres of chaff in here. All right, let's lower that weight down. I'm not going to fold it. Unfold it, rather. I'm going to leave it like it is. That's going to help us out quite a bit, actually. And then if I can just run along that side there and start sort of squashing that bit down. I'm gonna not do this until we get. I'll do this until we get to like 90%, I think, because I've got quite a bit that I've got to pick up once we've got this squashed down, like on the ends, and that's where we're gonna need that milling machine and trailer, and those aren't gonna be cheap, but we get the money from that, and then we can get the money from the silage to fund the tractor and the plow and so on, so that we can start sorting out our field and getting rid of all of the weeds on it. I would rather go through and do the ploughing option than have the mod that removes the bushes. I know that, removing the bushes is definitely like a valid option when it comes to doing like in real life kind of approach to the gameplay. Like we are trying to do things realistic. And definitely a mower should be able to go and mow off all of the shrubs if you've got like a lot of rushes or something on your farm and you're having to deal with them. Repeated mowing of the field definitely helps to get rid of rushes and stuff like that. And other sort of shrubs and stuff if you don't want them there. Although these days a lot of people do actually want them there. Like there's a lot of schemes and environmental things going on that will pay you to leave the shrubs there. So they're not only paying you to leave the shrubs there, they're paying you to sort of help the wildflowers and that. So you get payouts if you don't mow any of your fields before the middle of July, which allows the flowers time to not only flower, but also to go to seed and then drop seed. And then you go and mow after that. So there are a number of schemes that you can get into these days to get such things, and just an extra little bit of income coming into your farm. It does depend how you do things, because there's a lot of people that do like to go and do their mowing in middle of May to get their first cut, because that does hold a particularly high nutritional value. But if you don't do a lot of silage and instead do hay, then it's certainly not out of the way to go and do your cut at that time of year. Just bring that one back round. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are going to want to be cutting their hay in June rather than waiting until the middle of July, but it's still not an out-of-the-way thing. I know plenty of farms that don't do cutting very early at all in the season. They'll leave it until quite later. I mean, I lived on the moors in the UK for quite a long time, sort of in the southwest, and there's a lot of farmers there that don't even start silage until sort of the second week of June. Certainly don't be doing silage in May. And it was 1 year, I remember several years ago now, someone cut in the end of May and was doing it hay. They were actually turning it and doing it for hay. And this was... everybody was quite surprised at this. It sort of seemed to be a constant state of permanent surprise over the fact that they was able to make hay in May, and it was unheard of, because on the moors generally it's colder than it is in the rest of the county and the rest of the country, and so you sort of 3 or 4 weeks at least behind everybody else when it comes to the seasons. Like you look at trees and stuff coming out into leaf and stuff like that. Depending on where you live, depends how quickly all of these things come out. Where I live right now, we're out in leaf 4 weeks before the trees up on the moors start to come out. So it really does make a difference. And it's not like the elevation is very different. It's not like it's a long way up in the air or anything. Like the whole of Cornwall, the highest point is... I don't actually remember. I think it's like 490 feet or something. It's not very high anyway. It is not particularly high off the ground. It's higher than the Netherlands. Most of the Netherlands. I am higher up in the air than a lot of places in the Netherlands, but not all of it. Right. Coming up to 80%, coming up to 90%. I said I was going to go to about 90%, and I actually quite like this. I'm not running right down over the front, so what I'm getting is I'm actually getting a bit of a face right there on the silage clamp, which is quite a normal thing to get, actually, when you're rolling silage. All right, you keep squashing it down, but you don't go any further than that. You just bring it right up to the edge. There, like that, and don't go down over the edge, and then it kind of stays there. Right, that's 91%. We lift that weight, that's 92%. And then we'll come down off the clamp over here. Like that. And then I'll lower that one down here, and I will put it there. So I'm going to want a trailer as well as the milling machine, which means I'm going to need to leave the weight behind. So I'm going to drop that one down here. If I actually selected it. So there we go. We can drop that one down there like that. And then we can get over to the dealership. But what trailer are we going to use? Now, do we have any trailers that came with the Alpine pack? We got Class, Grim, Mod. No. So there was no trailers that came with it. We got the Grim pack there, which are the potato ones. This is all way too big. So we're not wanting any of that. It's either going to be this one, which is 12,000 litre capacity, or it's going to be that one, which is 10,000 litre. Why is that 10? Oh, I see. Right. This is the one that's got the various different options on it. You got 4,000, 8, 12 all the way up there with an actual silage trailer. And then you got the bale loading wagon, flatbed right there. I actually really like this trailer for the versatility that it displays. So that does go all the way up there. This does seem more like a proper silage trailer. It's also got the rear hitch on it, so we could get a couple of these if we wanted to. 12 grand to go and buy that one. This one in here doesn't have any extra options on it. It is a 4-wheel trailer. We can change the wheels. We've got Trelleborgs, Michelin, just standard wide tires. We can have standards or wides on the Trelleborg, or we can have the Lizard, which are the narrow kind of Roadrunner tires. I don't want those. This is 8,500 for 10,000 litres of capacity. And I'm actually thinking that although this one is tempting for me, I've used that one a few times. I quite like using those with that sort of configuration. But this, I like the idea of having this one. I think two of these. I think two of those could be quite cool. But in order to be able to do that, we need one of these. We need that one right there. Now, this requires 95 horsepower, so there is the possibility that our tractor is not even going to be able to run it. And if it can't, then we are going to be up Le Creek without a paddle. What colour are we going to go for? We've got Class, which is fairly similar in colour to the new tractors that we've got. What colour are the new tractors? Let's have a look. Right, it's kind of a... It's that colour. I don't have that colour at all. It just says yellow. But that's not yellow. That's a completely different yellow. I want that colour. I want that colour on my milling machine. Just because it will then... we got a bit of matchy-matchy. But that's not... We haven't got that. I don't particularly like that green it's got. I could go with the Class green, I suppose. Alright, we'll go with that one. And then I've got this bit in here. We could go... Oh, that looks really cool. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to... No, yellow doesn't stand. We'll go with... Let's go with a pale blue or something like that. What about a dark blue? Got to make these things look right, you know. 1,000? Okay, maybe not. Maybe we will just stick with the ones that we've got. We've got milling and roller right there. We'll stick with those colours because it's 1,100 euros to go and change that over. So I'm going to buy that one. I'm not going to buy the trailers yet because I want to see if my tractor can actually go and pick those up. Did I just stop it? I did just stop it. I want to see if my tractor will actually pick that thing up and run it. Because if it doesn't... I don't actually know what I'm going to do. About the only thing I can even see buying the Bureau. I mean, it'll still work. But we just have to put the thing on the back of the Bureau rather than on the front. Because the Bureau doesn't have any front linkage. Linkage. It's got no front links on it. So we'd have to do that as a rear-mounted machine. This one is insanely oversized. It's the same size as the tractor. Right, well. That is a little bit overkill, perhaps. Okay, we're gonna need a weight on the back of this tractor in order to get this to work. I'm hoping that a trailer will at least help us out a little bit. Let's bring you around like that. Right. First need to unfold. There. It does at least work. It does have a very nice ramping up sound. So, we can at least use the machine. I can't move anywhere at all with it. I'm trying to move right now and it doesn't like it. So this tractor is genuinely going to struggle to do anything with this milling machine at all. But at least it does it. It does work. That's kind of the main thing here. Right, well, if we're going to be using this, we're going to need our trailers to go with it as well. So we'll lower that one down for a second, and we'll unhitch just for a minute. And then we'll go in here, and we will get those trailers that we're going to get. I'm going to get 2 of these at 12,000 a pop. Because what it also does is it gives us 12,000 litres of capacity. I've got wheels there. Really? 1,100 for extra wheels? I'm going to go with the Trelleborg wheels. We can put a cover on for another 5,000. It doesn't change the capacity configuration at all, so we'll leave that one off, and I will buy that. So there's 12 grand right there, okay? And I'll buy a second one. Yes, okay. We'll have them. That leaves us with 5,800. But what it does also leave us with is we are now the proud owners of 2 trailers. I'm going to actually pick this one up. And I'm going to hope that I can... If I turn the wheels, the tractor just falls over. Oh, that's insane. That is absolutely insane. Let's try lowering it down. There, like that. If I lower it down... See, I can move it round if it's not running. It's only if it's running that we start to see some issues. But what I'm hoping is, if I do that, I can load this one up. I can put that trailer on. And I'm hoping that that will help us sort of grip the ground a little bit. Just long enough for us to get home. That's all I want. Just for us to be able to get back home. And then, well, then I'm going to have to worry about what we do with the next bit. I think the way we're going to have to do this is I'm going to have to park the trailer near the milling machine. And I'm going to put a weight on the back of the tractor in order to counterbalance the problems that we're getting right here. So that one will go in there like that. I need a beacon. And then I want to take this off the road. Oh, this is brilliant. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is fantastic. It's working. We're able to move along the road. And once we've sold one lot from here, there's 24,000. Ignore the 100 bit. That's the capacity of the milling machine. There's 24,000 litres from one run with the trailers. And that's, you know, a reasonable bit of money coming in. We do that a few times, and we then sort of well on our way to being able to afford that new tractor that we're looking at, which is the Bura, which is quite an expensive one. I suppose I was complaining about people, you know, driving right in front of us earlier. It's only right that I actually stop at the junction to let the other people come through. Otherwise, I'm as bad as they are. So, I think we'll come in around here. I'm going to leave that back trailer right where it is here. I can't reverse with this thing on. I'm then going to come up here, and I'm going to leave this trailer up here somewhere. That one's going to go about there, I think. Like that. Then, see, if you look at the way that spout is pointing, it is probably going to be alright there. Let me just lower that down. Is that lowered? Right, now it's lowered. Right, so we'll unhitch that one there. Then I can go and put that weight over there, and that's going to go on the back of the tractor, so that the milling machine can go on the front of the tractor, and then we can start clearing stuff up. So first job that we're going to want is just to clear this side, and then we can like unhitch the milling machine, and then like back the trailer into the clamp, and hopefully that will work out all right there. Right, this is looking a bit better. He's not sort of dancing up into the air quite so much now, so we can start this one up. I'm struggling to move anywhere, even with it off the ground. But it is at least sticking the chaff in the trailer there. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to switch it on and off like this in order to be able to run it. Or we're just not going to be able to do this. Like this is literally the only way I'm going to be able to make this work. Which seems to be alright. That does actually seem to be working. So we can run with it like this. So I'm just going to push that one forward right into there. Fire it up. It then gathers everything off to the sides. And do the same again. I'm going to bring that right up close to the edge, just in there. And then we'll get quite a bit of silage being picked up there. I've got a little bit out there on the edge. I really don't like the way that it comes out round the sides like that. Can I even pick that up? No. That doesn't seem to want to be picked up. Oh. I've got a bit, but where's that coming from? That's coming from inside the clamp, isn't it? I think it is. One other way that I can do this, actually, is if I go back up this way. So we're going to have just as much trouble trying to get it from the other end as well, aren't we? If I bring that right in there like that, start up. So I've got most of it, I think. Like, yes, it is annoying that we've got that bit left in there, but there isn't anything I can do about that, I don't think. Not a chance. Right, so we'll have to just kind of accept that that bit in there is going to stay right where it is. And I'll bring this in a bit further and start it up. And we'll just work our way in, starting up and stopping again like that. And I'm going to bring this into the clamp a little bit. Because I'm also kind of hoping... Right, that's quite a bit there that has now gone into that. So that trailer is now completely full. Which means I'm going to need to, like, try and back it all the way up. Oh! Right, well, I didn't actually expect that. It's chucking it into our other trailer over there, the forage wagon over there. So I didn't actually expect it to do that. Suppose I should have expected it, because that does hold chaff, doesn't it? So I'm going to end up having to tip that one out as well. What I was going to do is I'm going to take this trailer here, and I got to reverse it up onto the clamp. Maybe I should go and load the... No, I won't bother doing that. Let me bring this one back round here. I might need the front weight. That's all I'm thinking. Now, let's see if we're going to need that front weight or not. We may get away with not using the front weight for this. Because I've got to... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.